This exercise is a simple Superman, so you're going to extend opposite arm and opposite leg. Key here is to keep your neck in line with your spine, keep your spine nice and neutral. So if you think about keeping your rib cage tucked in, try not to let your ribs push towards the floor. That's going to keep your lower back nice and neutral. So you just move on to just doing tapping your hand off your knee and extending. Same principles apply, trying to maintain nice and stable in your pelvis, not letting your lower back arch. Then just close your eyes, just to challenge your stability a wee bit more. And then you're going to repeat on the opposite side. So you're just bringing your hand in to tap your knee, extending out nice and straight, keeping your neck and spine and pelvis nice and stable. When you extend out in your last one, try and close your eyes, challenge your stability a wee bit more. Next exercise is a bit more challenging, so you extend opposite arm, opposite leg, and your aim here is to try and hover your opposite foot slightly up off the floor. Now this is going to make it quite unstable, so it can be quite tricky. You might have one side slightly better than the other. Okay, so now you're lying flat down onto your tummy. Again, just try and keep your neck in line with your spine. Pop your hands just beside your shoulders. You're just going to start off with just some simple extensions here. So when you're extending on the mat, your aim here is to try and extend every vertebra slightly, rather than trying to create one big hinge in your lower back. So you're trying to get a bit of extension through your thoracic spine and your lumbar spine. So try and feel like every vertebra folds backwards slightly. Just be a wee bit careful of your chin and neck position as you do it. Try not to tilt your head backwards, creating too much compression at the back of your neck. So now just pushing up that bit further. So I'm actually going to push now so that the front of my pelvis lifts up off the mat. Extending my arms completely straight in this position. Just getting into a much higher extension. And just throughout this, keep breathing nice and relaxed. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Now, with your arms down by your side, we're going to work now on active extension. So your aim here is to lift your chest up off the mat, extend your spine backwards, using your back muscles to lift. And as you lift, raise your arms up. As you're raising your arms up, feel like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Again, just try and keep your neck in line with your spine here. It's quite easy to lift your chin and tilt your head back in this position, which your neck won't thank you for. Just to make the exercise slightly more difficult, extend your arms wide out to the side. Same movement, but just raising your arms up in that position is going to make your upper back work slightly harder. And as you're lifting up, you're trying to get those hands nice and high, squeezing your shoulder blades together. As you're lifting each time as well, get a wee bit of squeeze into your glutes and a wee bit of squeeze into your core. So that's going to help support your lower back as you're working your back muscles. And the last position is hands just touching the top of your forehead. And then you're trying to lift your body up again. So you're raising. Again, focus here is try not to let your shoulders tense towards your ears. So as you lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Feel like your shoulder blades are sliding down your back towards your back pockets. Then just extend your arms out straight. When you lift up now, your aim is to keep your lower back pelvis stable. Paddle your arms and legs 10 times and just keep your breathing nice and relaxed. And just after that, sit into a shell stretch. So after all that extension, you're going to feel like you need some flexion just to relax your spine again. Okay, so now and just to rotation stretch. So you're going to bend one leg, you're going to lift it up and over and twist your body, and then you're going to reach the same arm up towards the ceiling. So you're trying to open up your chest as well as opening up your spine. So here my right leg's lifting up and over, resting on the floor, my right arm reaches towards the ceiling, my left arm stays out straight out to the side, so I'm really opening up that left pec muscle and front of your shoulder and chest. Very similar to what I was doing just a few minutes ago, but this time we're going to add in just a wee bit of a leg lift as well. So we're going to start to work more so through the backs of the legs into the glutes. Again, you're rising your chest up, you're working your back muscles, you're working your glute muscles, you're going to be working a bit into your hamstrings and calves as well. Now just holding at the top, keep your chest high, squeeze your glutes quite tight as you just paddle your legs in that position. Okay, so now just coming up into 4-point kneeling, we're going to start working a wee bit more now into our glutes. So you're going to extend one leg out behind you. Your aim here is to squeeze your right glute, raising your right leg up. You don't want to lift very high. If you lift quite high, you'll end up twisting at your lower back and pelvis. Aim is keep the movement fairly small but controlled, trying to isolate the bottom of your butt cheek here. So you're going to bend your leg just to about 90 degrees, slightly less is fine. Again, you're squeezing through your glute as you push your heel towards the ceiling. Once you've done 5 of those, finish off with 10 wee pulses, and you should feel it right into the bottom of your glute. Okay, now working on the same exercise on the opposite side. So leg out straight first, you're squeezing and lifting up, you're just doing 5 of those. Again, keeping that lower back pelvis stable, working from the hip and the glute. With the knee bent, same thing, squeeze and lift. Starting to really squeeze into the bottom of your glute. Once you've 5 lifts done there, pulse your heel towards the ceiling and really squeeze in that glute. Okay, so now just into side line. Go into our side line glute series. So first thing you check is just make sure that your waist is slightly raised up off the mat. With your leg bent to about 90 degrees, you're just going to raise your leg up and down. Again, you don't want to lift very high here. If you lift a wee bit too high, what will happen is your pelvis will roll back and your lower back will twist backwards. Aim is to keep feeling like your back's tight up against a wall. You can't roll into the wall. You're just raising your leg up and down. Then we're going to extend our leg out straight, and again 10 times you're going to raise that leg up and down. Same feeling around your pelvis, keep nice and stable. When you lift this time, you're going to bend your knee in just to 90 degrees and feel like you're pushing something away with your midfoot or heel. So as you push away, you're getting more squeeze into that top glute muscle. Now with your leg out straight, just do 5 circles in one direction. Circles again don't have to be too big. Bigger than a tennis ball, smaller than a football. Switch directions and do 5. Glute should be nicely burned at this stage, and then finish it off with 10 wee pulses. Okay, perfect. So you're going to lie onto your back now. You're going to give that glute a wee bit of a stretch. Right foot's going to cross onto your left knee. Now, you can just let it rest there. You also have the option of grabbing onto your left knee, pulling it towards you, or you can push your right knee away from you. Okay, so once you finish that, you're going to turn on to the opposite side. Again, just make sure your head's well supported. Check that you've got a tiny wee bit of a lift underneath your waist, so kind of like a mouse hole under your side. Top knee bent at about 90 degrees, and then you're just squeezing into your glute as you lift up and down 10 times. Same feeling as the other side. Try to make sure that your back feels like it's against a wall, you're not twisting. Then leg out straight, again, just 10 raises. Just as you're doing these exercises, make sure you're feeling it in the right spot. So you should be feeling it in the muscly part of your butt cheek. You shouldn't be feeling this into your hip joint or down the outside of your leg or into your hamstring. Now from here, you're just bending into 90 degrees and then getting that feeling like you're pushing something away from you with your midfoot or your heel. Glutes should be getting quite active at this stage. Should be getting towards burning. Then you're drawing 5 circles in one direction and 5 in the opposite direction. And finish with pulses. So just 10 pulses up. Getting that glute nice and burny. So once you're finished, again, just lie onto your back. You're going to cross your left foot onto your right knee. Same stretch as the other side. So again, you have the option here. Grab onto your right knee and pull it towards you, keeping your left hip nice and open. So you should feel that stretch into your left glute, left hip area. Okay, so our next exercise is a hamstring bridge. So we're going to be holding this exercise for about 30 seconds. So if you can time yourself for about 30 seconds. You want to have your right foot quite far away from you, enough that you can just about lift your heel off the floor. Once you've found that position, you just lift your bum the tiniest wee bit off the mat. So your tailbone's hovering above the mat. Now, the important thing here is put pressure down into your midfoot. Don't be putting pressure on your heel or your toes. Right down through the middle of your foot. Feel like you're squashing an orange underneath your foot. And it's going to feel really hard work on your hamstring. You're going to feel that down the back of your leg. And you're just holding for about 30 seconds. Once you've that done, you relax, then we repeat on the other side. Now, if your foot is too close to you, okay, if your left foot's too close, you're going to feel this more in your glute. You're not really going to get your hamstring working very effectively, so you need that foot feeling like it's reached quite a bit away from you. And again, when you lift, it's just a hover above the ground, enough that you can just slide a credit card underneath your bum. You're really going to feel lots of squeeze into your hamstring here. Again, pressure, it's important, is on your midfoot, squashing an orange underneath the middle of your foot into the floor. That's going to make that hamstring work really hard. So again, once you've 30 seconds done on each side, we're going to give the hamstrings just a wee bit of a stretch. So you're going to hold on to the back of your leg, just kind of below the back of your knee. You're going to extend your leg nice and straight, so you're feeling like you're pushing your heel up to the ceiling, creating as much length down through the back of that leg as you can. It's easier with your head up. You should feel like you get more length, but if you're able to manage it with your head down, do it with your head rested. when your leg's at the top, you should feel like you're getting a decent stretch down the back of that leg. You're opening out that hamstring, creating length. So you're just doing 5 of these on each side. Breathe in nice and relaxed throughout. Okay, so now moving on to a side plank. So in this routine, we're just doing a mini side plank. So that's going to have knees bent up to about 90, so your feet are behind you. Elbow down on your mat. You might want to double up your mat to make it a bit softer under your elbow. We're going to do 3 thread unders, followed by 10 pulses. Then 2 thread unders, followed by 10 pulses. 1 thread under, followed by 10 pulses. Now, the aim of this exercise is to really work your waist. So your bottom side closest to the mat should be working quite hard on your waist. You're really trying to emphasize squeeze in that area. If you're feeling this in your shoulder, probably means that your right elbow isn't in the correct position. You might need to just get it slightly more underneath you. And then really focus on squeezing into your waist with those pulses. Again, try and keep your breathing nice and relaxed throughout. You don't want to be holding your breath. On your last set here, you should be getting a bit burning into your waist. Now this is the basic option. You can do a more intermediate or advanced option by having your legs out straight and being on your feet rather than on your knees. You just repeat on the other side. So again, make sure your elbow's in a good position. You're going to lift your hips up nice and high, reach your arm to the ceiling. 3 thread unders, 10 pulses. 2 thread unders, 10 pulses. And then 1 set to finish. So the 10 pulses, you're really squeezing into your waist. So it should be starting to burn at this stage. Waist should be feeling quite warm. Last thread under, 10 pulses. Keep your breathing nice and relaxed throughout that last 10. Just giving a stretch here from pretty much fingertips to toes. You're trying to create as much length as you can, reaching your arms up over your head and pointing your toes away. Aim in this exercise is really to make sure that you're not letting your back massively arch. So you want to consciously think about pushing your ribs down. Now, arms by your side. We're going to have our legs up on tabletop. We're going to work on your lower abdominals here. So your aim here is to tuck your knees towards your chest slightly. So you're just lifting your tailbone, lifting your pelvis slightly up off the mat. Now, you don't want to lift massively here. We're just trying to activate your lower abdominals, squeezing in. Now you are pressing your hands into the floor gently. Try not to feel like you're really tensing around your upper shoulders and chest. Keep your neck nice and relaxed. Now, as you do that, you should feel your lower abdominals kicking in. You're basically shortening your lower abs here, so you're bringing your pelvis towards your rib cage. Now, to finish, lift your head and chest up, and then lift your bum up into there, tucking in and really squeezing your abs really hard in this position. And to finish, a few wee pulses, just pulse your chest up, get that last wee bit of squeeze out of the abs.